All right, and as we begin with the baby's laughter, we are back here after a bit of a hiatus. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We are here again, Nexus Forlorn Legacy, the whole darn crew, ready to roll. Um, I am the DM and the creator of this, and as is tradition, we are going to do round the table introductions before a brief session recap, especially since it's been so long, before we hop right into the mix. Also, if you're, in chat listening, please let me know how the volume levels are for everyone. Discord got a little silly, and I had to adjust all of them before stream, so I don't know how they sound. But let me know if anybody's too loud or too quiet. So first off, we've got Beatrix Bunny.
Hello, everyone. My name is Beatrix Bunny. I'm a taxidermy jackalope brought to life by the power of love and slightly mad science. I do variety streams focused on roguelikes, digital artwork, and RPGs. Currently, I am running one campaign with another that, as soon as I get the go-ahead, is going to be shifting into high gear pre-production. The one that I currently run is in the Deadlands system, which is a Wild West horror, if that's kind of your deal, and has Obsidia as one of the members of the group. Tonight, I will be playing Feng Wong, the Hobgoblin Artificer, and your future benevolent overlord. A pleasure.
Thank you, B. Yes, watch Deadlands. It's got a super cool obsidian in it, and I'm quite silly. And next up we got Maris.
Yes, hello. I'm Maris Aurum. I'm a Celestial Dragon VTuber. I've been on a bit of a medical hiatus myself because your boy is recovering from top surgery, but healing super duper well. So really glad to be back and playing D&D as the party himbo werewolf hot pink fey tiefling Soleil. So just really glad to be back and playing my dumb little guy.
You'll love to see it, you dumb little guy. Next up we got Sif. If Sif's here, otherwise we'll jump to Lily.
Hi, it's me. You don't need to jump. I'm right here. Hi, I'm Sif, underscore VTuber. I'm a silly little guy that draws art and play games, and I'm here as Nafisa, the silly little Drake-Warden Ranger, Stone Dragonborn girly. I have a little dog named Nix, and yeah, it's so good to finally be back. Holy shit, I want to have headcanons in my car rides again.
Don't we all? It's what we really live for. Thank you, Sif. And then last but never least, we have Lily.
Hello, everyone. My name's Lily, and I am an aspiring artist that draws a lot of D&D stuff and other fan art of things that catch my interest. And I'm excited to be here. I run my own campaign, Mistwalker Spectre of Eternity. The first 10 episodes are available on my YouTube channel. I featuring some of the lovely players here. As for this campaign here, I am playing Aurora, the sheep scribes wizard, painter, bimbo adjacent, something or other. But I'm just very excited to be back here and getting back into things, and as everyone has been saying, formulating some new fuel for the headcanons.
I appreciate the way that you guys, can take your character concepts and when you have to describe it during your intros, it's like
Completely gone.
You're like, who am I playing? What are my adjectives?
I mean, you're not wrong.
Quick! What's my motivation?
I respect that after 18 sessions. But yeah, so thank you everyone. I love all my players. They're all quite stillsters. Previously on Nexus Forlorn Legacy, our heroes found themselves in the northern Solari city of Shanjin, the City of Light. So named because it is basically under 24/7 illumination from an enormous magical barrier to the north of the city called the Empress Veil, which surrounds the former goblinoid homeland after it was hit with a cataclysmic disaster by a former emperor of the Solari Empire, and basically reduced to a irradiated wasteland. It was sealed off to prevent the radiation from flowing elsewhere. The city itself was largely a fortress city, like very large military presence for if there are any breaches in the Veil from various elemental horrors and stuff that get corrupted by the the various solar radiation energy inside of it. But our heroes found themselves there as it is supposedly the closest to the strongest ley line point for their trusty nanomachine swarm Omega to sample the energy of, to try and learn more about their purpose and what they're doing. When they arrived in the city, they all began their adjustments to the new environment, such as for everyone with dark vision getting some sweet sunglasses, or looking like a school shooter in the case of a satyr. And they then began to scheme their plan for how they would get access to the Veil, considering it is under very heavy military purview and observation. They ended up going with the let's flex the fact that we work for a pair of dragons as their approach. And they walked into the front door of, like, for lack of a better word, the visitor center of one of the military bases, and talked to a squirrel shifter soldier about their credentials, and she radioed it along, where they were then escorted into a nearby druidic grove in the mountains overlooking the city, where they met the saddest, most overworked single mom in all of Nexus, the bugbear soldier Linsu Cho, that thanks to Nafisa rolling a double nat 20 on insight, learning this woman's life story and just how hard her life truly is. But with that, they proceeded to go into the Druidic Grove, and there they were greeted with a person they have not seen. A person that one of them had not seen in many years, who was an old friend to Nafisa's parents' family, the High Druid of the Circle of the Radiant Shield, a druidic order that works to oversee the Empress's Veil and to maintain the environmental protections there, and to help clear out any elemental rifts or tears that may appear inside of it that could prove to be a problem for the environment. And the large nightshade woman, so this 9-foot tall plant woman, which did I take down her picture? Sif drew a wonderful picture of her, and I cannot seem to find it right now. So just trust me that it is wonderful, and she's a cutie pie. But she was the druid member of Nafisa's mom and dad's adventuring party, and now she's in charge of this place. And she proceeded to very briefly meet everyone and tell them that there has been a large elemental tear that has occurred inside of the Veil, and that she's going to journey out to do it, and it would be really helpful if the party were to join her to help her screen her, basically, as she shuts it down. And that's kind of where we wrapped up, because it was the very end of the session. So we will begin with you guys in the Druidic Grove. So it's as said before, it is a nice sprawling naturescape of those very distinctly elemental influenced trees and stuff. Like the trees are all like crystal and glass and like obsidian, and the animals all have like fire and earth traits about them, signifying the primary elemental influences of the Solari Empire, and Wisteria with her long, wisteria colored, like dark purple. What are they called? Oh my god, I want to say leaves. They're not leaves. Petals. Petal-like hair, and her trusty little red panda spirit, Tayo, who is just a silly little guy saying hi to Nyx. So, what do you guys want to do in the Grove? You, mechanically, you know that you can basically do a short rest here that is the equivalent of a long rest for the purposes of basically switching around any spells or item special ability kind of things that you might need going into this place. You did hear from Wisteria that because of the solar radiation of the place, that radiant energy is very prominent there, and that some of the things that lurk there are negatively reactive to entropy. So you can interpret that how you wish. But if you want to like switch around any of your abilities or spells, this is the time to do it.
Would this also be the time to cast spells in preparation for combat as well? Or
Well, it's gonna be probably a couple. It's gonna be a couple hours of walking once you get into the Veil to get to the spot. So you don't need to do your pre-combat spell yet. But if it's something like I don't know, like for example, freedom of movement has like an 8-hour like duration. You could probably do that now if you wanted.
Yeah, mage armor is also like that, so I will probably do that.
I will eventually be casting Longstrider, like before the combat, but
Okay.
I am gonna cast Aid for now and give 5 extra hit points to everyone else in the party.
Okay.
Not you.
Well, why would I need it? I have 2 people.
What
I have more effective HP.
did we
Also,
talk
like,
about with self-sacrificing?
this isn't a sacrifice, this is calculated. If Nafisa goes down and Nyx is still up, I'm technically still contributing to the fight. If any of you go down, you aren't contributing to the fight. Think about it.
True.
And I need
We all know
Soleil
Nyx is the
to
real
burn more.
MVP too.
Yeah.
Nyx has killed an ancient robotic guardian.
If you go to the death battle feats, you'll see Nyx's feat is killing Omega.
But I think at least during this time, if you want to make it like, since I know there's some other stuff going on, but I think while we're like sort of having this moment of prep time, this is a very otherworldly place, and Aurora would immediately sit down to try and sketch it out, to try and make sure that she can remember what it looks like to do a full painted piece in the future, because this is why she's traveling, is to find places like this.
Gotcha. All right, so Aurora's gonna sit down and draw slash paint. What is Fung doing?
I am going to be tinkering with my all-purpose any tool, so that way I can use its ability to scroll down to make sure I get it right. That way I can use its ability to choose a cantrip that I don't know. And I'm going to, for the next 8 hours, just kind of retinker the energy a little bit, reconfigure how it draws in ambient arcane forces, and use that to add chill touch to my cantrips.
Okay.
And then I'm also going to, with the resistance armor infusion, I'm going to give myself resistance to radiant damage.
Okay.
And I think that's about it. I'll take a look at what spells I might tap in and out, but that's the main thing.
Okay. Soleil.
Baby. So I don't have a lot of stuff to be working on. Usually, I mean, I got some things I can prep, but only for like an hour beforehand. Like I've got my Armor Vagathus sort of on the back burner. It seems a little early to be jumping the werewolf gun, so I think I'm gonna hold off on that. So
Go talk to the hot lady.
I could flirt with Nafisa's family friends, so you know.
My auntie.
Yeah. But I think Soleil is pretty chillin'. I think he's almost for like just for a bit of flavor. I think this is an instant where he kind of is preparing himself for a fight, but looks a little unsure as to how to go about it. He's got the Kaishen flashback on his mind.
Gotcha. Yeah, I could imagine that being very prevalent in his mind. It's only been like 3 days since he had that, uh, digging up old memories and potentially old wounds. Um, so you're doing that. Do you actually want to talk to Wisteria?
I mean, I'll never say no to talking to a hot NPC.
Okay. Nafisa, what do you want to do?
I know Nafisa has a conversation later with Wisteria, so
Mhm.
I am, and Aurora is painting. What is Fung up to?
Funk
Because I,
sciencing.
I mean,
mm,
yeah, I'm setting my armor to radiant, and
She's
I'm
tinkering, basically.
yeah, and I'm prepping a new cantrip for it. But other than that, like nothing in particular, I guess. It's just kind of like relaxed, kind of just background stuff, I guess, at this point for her.
gotcha. Nafisa is going to spend the time just enjoying being in a natural setting again after like existing in the UFAS for a little bit before coming here and being in a bright red city, and she is going to look for a special spot for later.
Okay. Yeah, you guys, just as a, just an ambient thing, there's something about this place that just it vibes with you. It's the energy here is something so primal, but like it's such an antithesis to what all of you are really been used to. For some of you, for all of your lives basically, but for many of you since you've begun your adventuring, like 2 months ago. um it's just like this very like vibrant sense of life here and potential. And it's something about it is like there's a raw magic to it that just kind of syncs with you guys, which is why you're able to just do all these switch arounds in such a comparatively short period of time. So, um, you do see a deer with like big like diamond crystal antlers and like little garnet eyes comes over, and it just lays down next to Nafisa as she's just vibing. Just kind of lays down and puts its head down and takes a nap.
Little scrunglows, thank you.
And Taio, the little fire red panda, with his like dark ash like fur, and then the like glowing suns for eyes, and his like kind of rust or red like ember like fur, comes over, just puts a paw on Aurora's leg as he just kind of puts his head down on her fluff.
Oh. I think, as has been made clear in previous sessions, Aurora tends to hyper focus on these moments. But I think just like seeing like this little creature just come up and basically just lay the chin down on the fluff, no hands, just the chin.
Mhm.
She just looks it down and just like, oh my god, you're the most precious thing I've ever seen. She's gonna put the sketchbook to the side a little bit and just proceed to give the little scrunklo, as we're calling them, some good pets.
um
Mm-hmm.
he lets out his tug a little in a blem as you pet him. He's very warm. He is like his fur feels incredibly warm. But it's not like painfully. It's
Mhm.
more just kind of
Yeah.
like a like sunshine upon you.
Yeah, I have to imagine Aurora runs hot too, considering, wool.
Yeah.
So, not too unusual for her.
And yeah, he looks up at you with his big, like, very much like roiling suns, like with you see like the little bursts of fire going in and out of his irises as he looks up at you, and then just kind of closes his eyes, does a little smile as he blems. um,
Take a little, petting it with one hand and then mage hand petting it with the other hand.
what an
As many pets as
unnecessary
possible.
task. um, but yeah, as you're doing that, Fung, please make a. Actually, everybody can make perception checks.
Oh, okay.
If you're walking away, you don't. This isn't like a desperately important perception check, so you don't have to feel pressured to like run back and roll.
All good, I'm terrible at these anyways.
Man, we don't see nothing.
I guess some pretty animals.
You love to see it. So we got a 10 and an 11. Okay, those are our top two choices. Thankfully, this is not hard to see.
Yeah.
But Nafisa and Soleil, as you guys are vibing, you do notice in the in the grove area, it's not like in the woods or anything, but it's still in the relative space of the clearing. There is a very worn statue made of what looks to be like maybe obsidian or something, some kind of like volcanic rock, of a humanoid figure. Neither of you can tell who it is, but you do notice it.
I mean, it's a pretty place. There's got to be lots of people coming in and out. I'm gonna go back to touching trees and animals.
Yep,
Yeah.
I respect that. Nyx is chasing around a this like real chonky like fire boar, where it's got like a razor back, except the fur on that makes the razor part of the back of it is actually like little puffs of fire.
Ooh.
And it's squealing. It doesn't seem to be upset, but it is definitely doing a little squeals as Nyx is jumping around it. Nyx is much faster than it too, so it seems like Nyx is intentionally playing with it.
Dogs and cats, when they see small creature they can play with, small creature.
But okay, so yeah, so Aurora continues petting Tayo and Soleil. So you see not Nafisa, you see Wisteria. She's sits down, and you just see like a bunch of like vines like form into like a mossy bush under her bottom as she sits down, and she just continues to take a drag off of her long pipe that is smoking sage as her one like just dark purple eyes looking out, and she's kind of smiling very very languidly as she looks at everybody doing their thing.
I think he'll just like sort of casually approach and like pop a squat in like her nearby vicinity and just kind of give her a bit of a once over. Just so you and Nafisa go way back then, huh?
Oh, hello, Soleil. Yes, I go a very long time back with Nafisa. I was there when she was just a little girl, and I was good friends with her mother, and she pauses for a moment, and you see that blush kind of return, and her father.
You see, like, the eyes behind the skull kind of twinkle in interest a little bit. Just
How loud
sounds
is
like
that conversation, by the way?
I assume that it is quiet enough that it's just Wisteria and Soleil for now, unless you're trying to
Okay.
actively eavesdrop.
Nah, I wouldn't actively eavesdrop. I was just wondering if Fung would finally be able to make an insight roll to understand that people will be, or were fucking.
Fung wants the tea.
So far, Nafisa's the only one who's canonically proved
Exactly.
anybody was fucking.
Yeah.
Um,
Really? So, I mean, adventurer like yourself must have all kinds of stories, experiences.
oh, yes. In my time away with them, I gathered many stories, experienced many things, and grew as a person, both physically and metaphorically. I am assured that you are experiencing your own journey of self discovery and growth.
I don't know about that so much. I mean, I'm definitely seeing my fair share of new things since coming here. That's for damn certain. I find it kind of interesting that someone like yourself, if you don't mind the choice of words here, would plant their roots in this particular area.
She gives you just uh, a very like kindly smile as she says, "Well, I grew up here to be specific. Not in Shanjin, but in the Empire. When I was but a young novitiate druid, I was assigned by my order to travel and gain new experiences so that one day I could return here and be able to lend my spirit to those around me for the protection of this world and the people within it. While I spent many years traveling with Jingwei, I knew that I would always return here in the end. And honestly, I enjoy the simplicity and clarity of being able to simply put all of my energies to protecting others without any concerns beyond it."
Huh. I mean, forgive me, I'm sure that's a mighty fine ambition to be helping others. I guess just haven't met, you know, Nafisa's sister and haven't heard stories, about her folks. I've kind of figured more of y'all prescribe to the nomadic kind of lifestyle, helping people around, not just in one place.
Oh, well, there is a time and place for everything, and I'm sure you know that everyone goes through phases, much like the moon itself. And while at one point you may be traveling your home, your continent, your world, looking for new experiences, you may in turn experience a different phase and a different perspective that brings you back to the core identity of you and the energies that make you blossom.
All roads lead back to home, huh? Hmm.
It does seem that way. We all in turn wound up in our own homes. I I returned here. Xiaomin returned to Trados. Your Nafisa's mother and father returned to the Dragonlands, and Freydin returned to the Valporan Commonwealth. Each of us, after the time of our journeys together had run their course, felt that our skills in turn would best be served in the places that brought us to that journey in the first place.
Well, it's gonna be a bit before I find myself trekking back. See, it's first of all, I got to find a way to get back. that's that's a thing, but I've got a lot to take care of before I can even think about that.
She kind of cocks her head to the side as she looks at you and says, "Do you have concerns about your ability to return?"
Well, I mean, it's not like kind of looks around like, should I be talking about this? Um, but kind of trusting from like one strong being to another. Just, I mean, plane hopping's not really a thing around here.
She, kind of, she lets out this laugh, which I would best describe as almost ethereal because it's like the wind passing through branches and vines. Um, it's a very subtle sound effect. Um, and she goes, "If you are that desperate to return, I could facilitate it."
uh, no, I mean, I'm not desperate to get back, but you could you could do that, really?
She smiles and goes, "I accumulated a great deal of wisdom during my time with Jingwei, and when our adventures were complete, they say that there was a reason that they selected me to be the High Druid."
No kidding. Well, like I said, I'm not in any particular kind of hurry to get back, but I mean, I was planning to go back at some point. You wouldn't mind if, after all this, we kept in touch, just in case.
Of course, we have already tied our energies together, and such influences will become inseparable. They are now fundamental aspects of us all. We are bound in ways that simple physicality could never envision. And besides, you're with my little pebble. As long as she is in your life, you will always have a connection to me.
Huh. That's that's a relief to hear. I mean, I huh. Sorry, it's just I haven't met anyone who can just do that around here. It seems you make it sound so easy. I guess I shouldn't, you know, be looking a gift horse in the mouth.
She puts a puts a hand on your shoulder as she looks down at you and just says, "I'm going to tell you a secret as you have embarked on this journey. And that is, in time, if you continue down this path together," and she kind of looks over at the rest of the party, goes, "you may very well find yourself in a similar position with similar capabilities."
No shit. Can you see the future as well?
I foresee that you have a further question, as she smiles.
I've got a lot of questions, but I don't know if I don't think it's anything anyone can answer. Not even someone with your particular capabilities.
I understand. When you find yourself with a question that seemingly can never be answered by anyone that you encounter, that is a sign that the only truth, the only solution, lies within you. And she points at your heart.
Hmm. You know, a while ago I would have chalked that up as just some sappy shit, but I don't know. I think there's a ring of truth to it.
If I may give you a word of advice, after you have departed from this grove and the intimacy of our lives together now, I want to tell you that many people feel the need to erect barriers in the perceptions that they like to project to others so that people do not see the truth within them. They do not see their weaknesses and they do not seek their vulnerabilities. And so, one of the things that I hope you will learn in time is that you do not have to maintain pretenses. The illusion that the things that you think are weak or flawed will be cast away, and in that authenticity, you will find truth.
Hmm. I mean, I've always been authentic, I like to think, but I'll chew on that, I suppose.
I imagine you chew on a great deal.
Hmm. More so lately, but I think I've been doing a lot more thinking the past couple weeks than I think I have in decades. And that's all right, I suppose. But thanks for talking.
Of course, thank you for giving me the gift of your time.
Anytime.
She leans back in her vine bush and continues smoking her sage before she casts a message spell at Nafisa. So just because she didn't feel like getting up, she's gonna message Nafisa like 40 feet away, um, asking her if she wanted to come by to chat.
She is going to respond to her head. So you can respond to message, right?
You can respond to this message.
Thank you, thank you. Okie dokie, auntie. I am on my way. You do not have to respond to this message. And then she's just gonna. Nick's still chasing like the other animals, and he's just gonna walk up, grab Nyx by the scruff of her neck, and then just drag her on the floor towards Wisteria.
Nyx does that thing that cats do, where it's when you grab it by the scruff, where its legs just kind of go up and it just kind of takes the ride. Um, but yeah, and so you see Nafisa there smoking as Soleil is walking away.
Mhm. Hi, Auntie Wisteria. Oh, hi, Soleil. Hi, Soleil.
We'll see you.
So, Auntie, hi. What did you want to talk about? It is really good to see you again. It has been a very long time
I know I haven't seen you since your mother.
since you guys took her away, right?
Make an insight check, Nafisa.
All right, incoming. I need a natural one on this. I actually need to will a natural one on this. That's a 9.
Yeah. She gives you kind of an odd look, but you can't place it. Before she kind of looks at you again and says, "Yes, before she left. Yes."
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, Auntie. You don't need to tell me where. She made me promise not to, like ask for hints or secrets. I'll find her. I'll find her. Don't worry.
And she seems to recover with a smile as she puts a hand on your back and goes, "I'm sure you will. I'm sure you'll find her in time."
Hmm. Yeah, I will. But right now, I am just having fun exploring the plains and the cities and the ocean. It is very blue and ships are nice. Uh,
Does Nafisa actually mean ships are nice? Because I
no,
remember
she is
Nafisa does
very
not
like
like any of the boats she's been on.
she is very obviously like she's trying to be nice about it because she does like the crew, but she does not like the ship. And like Wisteria can just pick that up passively that like,
Uh-huh.
oh, Nafisa does not like boats.
Um, she kind of smiles and goes, "I understand that ships can get to be a bit of a process to get used to. Xiaomin insisted it was the only way to travel, but I, for one, never cared for them."
Yeah, I know, but Auntie Xiaojia also made a lot of good decisions according to my mama. So I'm certain she was thinking good of you guys. In fact, I took some inspiration. She like pulls out her sketchbook and it's just like a crude drawing of a flying house. I was thinking we could have a big flying home with like trees and stuff that everyone could be on. And we wouldn't have to be over the ocean and we could see things. I don't know if it's like anything like the Oracle ship back when when you were younger, but I don't know. I hope to get something like that. We're currently we currently have really small rooms in a company sponsored ship. The ship is really scary looking and the rooms are pretty small, but the people are nice. I like them.
That's good. I was curious about, when you were summarizing what brought you here, it seems as though you have been involved with very large things.
hmm We stole wait. Nafisa would have told Auntie about the heist, right? Like we did that last.
Bro, last time you said you basically told her everything about what had happened. Everything.
Yeah, then I don't need to recap. Then yeah.
Yeah.
Um yeah, I hope to have tales as interesting as all of yours. It's been a while since I've heard any stories. Papa doesn't really like to talk about everything you guys did back then. He doesn't really like to talk much nowadays.
He kind of sighs and goes, "Your father is a wonderful man. He he is just very reserved, and he is very much like the stones of your mountains, implacable but often silent."
I know, but I know it gets on my auntie's nerves. The one who took care of me. The one that I did Babu tell you about the family that was taking care of me? Do you know about Sharit and everyone else? I mean, I talked about Sharit earlier when I was recapping, but if you don't know who Sharit is, then that has no good context.
The last time I spoke to your father was with your mother, and despite my offer for him that he could reach out to me any time, and I would, of course, gladly come visit him again if he desired it. He has chosen to maintain his own company.
I can't speak for the Babu because he doesn't really speak at all, but my auntie told me that since I'm out and about, he might be coming out and about too. Maybe he'll come here and see you since I came.
Make another insight check.
Yeah, alright, I'm on it. That's an artificial 20. Oh my god, give me more lore.
She is as controlled as this hippie lady can be. She is vibrating with excitement at the prospect of your father coming to see her.
I know you and Auntie Jaja must miss them too. I'll have to find her so he can go see her.
Your father and Xiao Min have a dynamic relationship.
Mama always laughed about it when she talked about it.
Your Xiao Min, the great stabilizing influence between Xiao Min and your father was always your mother. I know that Xiao Min would try every other week, it seemed, to challenge your father for possession of your mother.
That's weird. She never told me that. You can't possess people.
Yes, and that is ultimately what your mother would say, but Xiaomin Xiaomin had a very specific perspective on relationships.
Oh, I'll have to see. I'll have to see. I know there's the stories from Uncle about all of the things she did and all of the people she turned.
Yes, and I know that she has calmed down more in as the decades have gone by. But she and your father were always tumultuous. But that's partially I think, the electric nature of both of their beings clashing.
But it's because of that clashing that they got so close, right? Like, I mean, my group has some awkwardness right now, but we're working through everything, and that means we're gonna be closer for it, right? Like you guys, yeah?
Hopefully, you will be a bit more harmonious than we were. Despite my best efforts, I was often feeling as if I was a simple person trying to scoop up the ocean at times.
Yeah, but that's why you had my dad to fill the ocean with him, right? That's the story for the Jingwei, for the name Jingwei, right?
Your father was truly the most stalwart and reliable person in our party. And there were so many times that I know that we found solace being in his presence.
That's good to hear. I haven't heard many good things about the Babu in a long time.
She seems like she's trying to say something, but she just kind of ends up not figuring out a way to articulate it and changes subjects to. So, I know that you've become involved with all of these things, but I'm curious, what is ultimately the pursuit of this? I know that you are likely engaging in your journey, but I'm curious as to how long you intend to travel.
As long as I can, Auntie. I mean, until I find my mama, and then I have to go back home like I promised Babu. But I can take my time and see everything before, going back, right?
She smiles again and goes, "A truly noble endeavor."
Mm-hmm.
I'm hope that you maintain that positivity as you continue in this world. It can be difficult. I I know that I often struggled with the requirements of conflict and violence that we so regularly found ourselves involved in.
Uh, Hearing that Nafisa's gonna like crawl up to her auntie and like sort of like wrap herself around her arm, kind of like dangling off the ground. Auntie, I think I'm experiencing what you experienced when you first started traveling, because when I first went to the UFAS, I wasn't ready to feel so sad and exciting in new place. I saw people without homes, people without food, people without health or care. And I, gave a good berry here and there and tried to help. But I felt really sad. But I know I should still stay positive, like you said, like you did. And it has been hard, but I think for the same reason you were able to pursue it, when I look at the people who are with me now, I want to try a little harder for them. So I've been able to stay positive thanks to them. Just like how you stayed positive thanks to everyone in Jingwei.
That's a wonderful perspective. I know it will be difficult, but I think that you have the right view of how this should be. Everyone has their reasons for why they decide to begin their travels, and some of those can be more inclined towards violence and ending lives, or it is a small obstacle in their own views of the pursuits that they truly hold dear. I I was the minority in my own party, and I feel like I did wear the edges off of them like the river wears down the stone. But it was always a challenge, for the world so often tries to make you believe that you can simply eliminate a problem by eliminating a person. Xiaomin, she adventured for power, Braden for material for his songs. Your mother adventured for the journey, and your father adventured for your mother. And oftentimes, it was easy to put the lives of others to a lesser degree when you are pursuing those things. But I will give you the advice that I tried to give to them over so many years. And that is, the world is an ecosystem, and you can choose to try and take what you desire, to strip away everything that is a threat to you, everything that you are afraid of. And in time, the world around you will become a dead and sorrowful place. Or you can choose to foster life, where every person that you encounter is a flower that is waiting to bloom. And she does a little druid craft, and you see a little like little rose appears on the in the grass. And When you allow that life to prosper, it will gather more life to it, for it will sustain other creatures, other people that will come into its contact, and they will all work in turn to make this world a more beautiful and thriving place. And too often people forget that connection to nature. They think with all the aircraft and automobiles and radios that somehow they have ascended beyond this simple truth. But I tell you this now, the lives of the people of this world that you improve will have a rippling effect on everything you do. And that life is the most important reason to do any of this. And she picks up the flower and hands it to you.
Nafisa will take it and tuck it into her hijab braid of other iron flowers, so it's like the one row sticking out, and then she's gonna hug Wisteria more tightly and tell her, I've been having trouble with that in my party too, Auntie, but I promise, not just for me now, but for you, I am going to make sure that they can at least understand that a bit more. Hopefully. I promised them that if the day comes when they cut a flower too short and suffer for it, I would at least be there to help them. Thank you, Auntie.
And she leans down and kisses your forehead and says, that day will be the day they need you the most.
Thank you, Auntie.
All right, Pebble, it's time for us to get everyone together. I must give you all your wards before we enter the Veil.
Mm-hmm. We've got this, Auntie. Just you watch.
Okay. You guys see Nafisa and Wisteria return. The Taiyo will lift his head from his many pets where he was snoozing, and you see him kind of give your hand a little lick before he starts patting over and climbs up Wisteria and curls around her neck.
Yeah, they're quite friendly.
Wisteria smiles and goes, Tayo has a way of finding good souls and spreads his own positive energy in turn.
Aurora just kind of like looks down, but also still looks up at her kind of bashfully. Or sheepishly, one might say.
Sheepishly, eh?
Mm.
Um, well, if everyone is finished preparing, I have some things that I need to give you. And she will walk over to just like a rock outcropping with some moss on it. And she holds out a hand, and you see the rock begins to like reshape, and some like vines begin to push forward for what appears to be like a little like obsidian stone in the shape of a sun, um, on a like a on basically like a vine cord, and she holds them up and hands one to each of you guys. And she says, please wear these. They are protective wards that our order utilizes when we journey through the Veil. The energies of the desolation can be overwhelming without them. And while they will not protect you from more directed issues, they will at least provide protections to the more passive corruption of the place. Fong, you notice that actually, like behind each obsidian stone is actually like a layer of lead.
Huh.
There you go.
Should we be bringing lead with us?
It provides a focus point for the warding energies. It seems that lead has some level of resistance slash containment to the solar energies within. So we use it as a part of the base framework for the spellcraft. Just don't go like drinking your medallion.
Okay. Good to know.
The lead means it can also double as a fishing weight. Hell yeah.
Like you could wear lead. Lead isn't gonna kill you if you just wear it.
Ooh, funny. Wait, Nafisa eats rocks. Wait a minute. I gotta
Oh, no.
consider this
Oh
new
no!
ass.
Don't
no.
eat your stone.
There are so many reasons to not eat your stone right now.
Of all
could
the
be a
embarrassing ways to go in D&D, death by lead poisoning is probably the worst.
Yep. Now, do you have any final questions or preparations that you need before we begin our journey?
So you're expecting there to be some sort of, I hesitate to call it physical resistance, but like more measured resistance to what we're doing.
Yes, there. As you can tell, the Empire is deeply connected to elemental influences. And that stretches even into Sirakad and into the Desolation. The actions of Ryuji created a form of elemental violation that bleeds into the planes of fire and earth. And so sometimes the maddened spirits within are able to tear holes through the weakened planar linings within the veil. And from there, those spirits lash out.
You can see like Aurora listening to this. She's listening very intently, but like as soon as it starts to delve into the nitty gritty of it, you can see her focus starts to drift a little bit. Like, oh god, I don't actually know anything about this.
Come on, college girl.
I'm a painter.
You can make an
I was
Arcana
a
check if you
theater
want.
and engineering major.
Anybody can make an Arcana check if they want, or nature
Sure.
/ religion. Any of the spellcraft.
25.
Could
21.
history or survival work, Obs?
No. This is something that is more
Right.
esoteric, dealing with magic in the planes, not really with
Alright.
actual things. I
Never
like the
mind.
-1 on a nat 20.
The way college educated people, a ranger is coming through.
So
Modify 19. Positive? No.
yeah, like Aurora doesn't understand. Like she's like, oh man, this is a lot to go.
She's a very, if I could hop it, she's very funny in this way of like she feels it, she doesn't know it, is kind of the way that I justify is like she is a very in tuned to a lot of these things, but like truly if you asked her how this shit worked beyond her the way that she understands it, nothing.
Gotcha. Yeah, but so with that, like conceptually can grasp this, but you may not have like an explicit knowledge of it. I will say, because you did get the highest thing, so if you wanted to know, you could, but you don't want to. So, Fung and obviously Nafisa with the nat 20. Fung, you can you didn't study this stuff when you were in college explicitly, but you understand the relationship between the planes and Nexus. So like there is very much the planes affect Nexus, and in turn, Nexus can affect the planes. So normally it's planar radiation going into Nexus, but I guess if you mess with Nexus enough, you could have Nexus corrupted energy going into a plane. So that's basically what you can analogize is going on inside of the Desolation. Is that whatever massive environmental destruction occurred there is pushing back into the plane of fire, earth, and presumably also air and water, but that's not really the jurisdiction of this part. And then Nafisa, you remember from some of the stories, from your tribe, the intimate kind of connection point, especially with draconic beliefs around the weave and how all spirits go there when they die and become a part of magic and stuff. That presumably, if you destroyed nature in such a incredible way, you could probably affect the fundamental aspect of the universe.
Pollution is so bad in this plane that it's affecting other planes. Oh my god.
Correct. That is the simplest takeaway. Despite his comparatively low roll, Soleil actually gets this because he's from the Feywilds, and the Feywilds, the system of Feywilds affecting the material plane in a very physical sense is very obvious to him. And in turn, if you destroyed like Feywild, gate points in the material plane, those things would negatively affect the actual Feywilds itself, as you guys learned in Ashes of the Last War.
That's my lore.
Everyone go watch Ashes.
Yeah. So that was it. It wasn't a huge thing. It was just explaining the basic properties of planes affect the world affects the planes.
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
Yep. Any other questions?
Nothing I can think of.
Okay.
Into the breach.
Okay. Wisteria looks over at Omega. She's been very standoffish with Omega despite her like incredibly kind personality. And she kind of looks at Omega and reaches back into the open stone, and Omega just says, "We do not believe that would be necessary. We think that these effects only would tamper with things that are weak and mortal."
Is it okay if I hold on to it just in case, Omega? Because, like, there are times when you turn into goo and you don't expect it, so, like, maybe it'll help if that happens.
We think that is an incredibly irrational reaction, but if it makes you feel better, you can carry it.
We're gonna be dealing with the irrational, like, all the time on our quests, Omega, so we got to, I'll think I will think irrational, you think rational. We'll work it out, yes.
That is what we have been doing all along.
To be fair, also, like, I think it's understandable that she doesn't like her or them, because I mean, most hippies don't like, say, nuclear weapons or tanks or like aircraft carriers on principle.
Or Roombas.
Giant mechanical worm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Then Wisteria goes, "Then I will assume it will not be required. Please follow me." And she touches one of the trees, and you see that the bark begins to like blacken as like tendrils of fire kind of emerge out of the tree, like fingers, and kind of pull open a space in reality. and you see that there is now a view at a very large set of obviously Solari military fortifications looking at the Veil itself. So presumably she's using like tree stride to take you guys, like not so you don't have to go down the mountain another 30 minutes. And she goes, I assure you it is safe. And the tree, this is only a magical effect. The tree is unharmed.
Okay, auntie.
You guys go through the portal.
Yee, come on, guys.
Yee.
Come on.
Yeah.
Off we go.
Yeah, you don't get like any of the distortion or nausea or vertigo stuff that you normally get when you teleport. It actually just feels very like you're wearing probably too many coats. Like you're probably traveling with a lot of plane of fire energy, and so it just feels like very hot for a moment, but not like in an incredibly painful way, just really hot, like real Virginia in the summer weather. And then you just walk through. It's like one step in, heat, one step out, and you see, lots of guns and people just kind of doing military stuff. You see artillery pieces that are facing the Veil. You see that there are some like tanks and trucks and stuff that are parked with people kind of just milling about, talking to each other or doing repairs and stuff. Lots of soldiers walking around, and the massive fortifications facing the wall, or facing the Veil itself. And now that you're much, much, much closer, you feel the incredible brightness of the Veil. And Wisteria comes back from behind you guys. And seeing this, like, some soldiers, like, startle, but they see Wisteria with you guys, and they immediately just kind of go back to what they're doing, seemingly like this is not so unusual that it would warrant any additional attention. Also, it's above their pay grade, because she's the High Druid. If you would please follow me. And the fortress, you see like a massive set of gates open, and you see the very cleared landscape going. I think it was like 100 feet between the wall area and the Veil itself as she starts walking towards it. And you see there's been markers put down, which are presumably distances for artillery marking. What do you guys feel as you approach the Veil?
Kind of, I would say Aurora's feeling a little nervous. This is a bit more like the checkpoint was militaristic, but like I think the lull in the grove kind of made her forget. It was like, oh yeah, this is essentially a military base. And so seeing
Infinite
just like
trepidation, yeah.
definitely just like in like a oh right, this is there's some big stuff going on here that we kind of just stumbled into, but we'll do it.
Yeah, this is a very foreign feeling to Soleil, like seeing something so vastly militarized. Like he's just kind of taking this all in, like what the fuck requires this much people, this many people. He like is really bracing himself for the worst right now. Like he just can't grasp why so many people need to be here for this one purpose.
I like the idea of like Soleil being like, "There's this many people, and they're not having an orgy. What the fuck is going on?"
The morale looks awful around here.
Yeah, and with that, you are able to walk across the field, and looking behind you, you see the parapets of the wall and all of the weapons pointing down, even if they don't seem to be actually like ready to be used right now. There's just kind of this passive feeling like there is presumably an enormous amount of firepower trained on specifically your back as you're approaching this. It's just like an odd feeling to try and shake. Um, but as you get closer to the veil itself, your entire vision becomes consumed by this swirling, silvery, like glowing fire energy, um, and uh, Wisteria will look at you guys and say, "I will say this will likely be an uncomfortable experience, but you should all be fine on the other side, and I will be with you every step of the way." And do you wish to have her or lead the way, or do one of you want to be the first ones through?
I'm going to jump into the breach, as they say. Okay, watch me. Yeah.
Okay, so Nafisa goes first. Who goes second?
I think Soleil was definitely gonna hang back and let the expert go through first, but seeing Nafisa just yeet herself through, I think Soleil is gonna follow next.
Okay.
Aurora way in the back. This is not the militaristicness of this is not jiving with her.
I'll go third then.
Okay, and then Fung, and then Wisteria can hold your hand as you go through if you want, Aurora.
She'd appreciate that.
Yeah, as you guys start phasing through, you do see like Wisteria turns to Omega as Omega is just like staring at this wall, and Aurora can clearly tell that kind of enthrallment with so much magical energy that Omega seems to exhibit. And as Omega like reaches their hand towards the wall, Wisteria says, "I feel like it needs to be said, but this wall, or this veil, is incredibly important to the lives and safety of not just the people here, but of the world. And any weakening of it would have disastrous consequences for people like your friends." And Omega turns to look at her, then looks down at Aurora, and kind of puts down their hand and just walks through. And Wisteria will look at Aurora and say, "Shall we?"
That I guess. I mean, everybody else is through, so might as well go through.
I like tiny old Aurora with this, 8-foot tall plant lady as she holds your hand and you go through the veil. Now, entering the veil is incredibly uncomfortable. Like, you guys have had a lot of experience now with just fire bullshit from, traveling with the Grove and, the tree stride and everything. But, you felt the passive warmth of this even from the outskirts of the city. But like now that you've physically entered it, it feels like you are in a microwave, except your skin does not burn. There is just this incredible feeling of sharp, like searing heat, but it doesn't seem to cause any actual like physical harm to you. It is just profoundly uncomfortable. And you also see that now that you are in here, it is bizarre to experience a place that has like no shadow. Because the veil entirely surrounds it from all directions, there's basically no way to get shadows through most of this place. So it's just light everywhere. The only shadow you see is Nethris.
Yeah, I was about to say, do I have a shadow still?
Yeah, Nethris is the only shadow actively apparent. But even then, Nethris is much smaller than she normally is. But in front of you is a massive fortification that Fung can make a history check for. And so you see this like massive
30-23.
Okay, you see a massive ancient fortification, which Fung can actually tell is very distinctly goblinoid architecture, but in a way that you are not used to seeing in any of the places you've been. This is goblinoid architecture that is both 500 years old, but also like not really trying to coincide with any other culture in any other country. And so it's this massive wall that has just burn marks all across it. And you see that part of the wall has been like not like blown open, but intentionally been shaped. Like the stone itself has been shaped into a massive opening.
Very strange. I don't know if I would actively share it because I don't know what if the party would actually be interested in it, but I think I do still just kind of mumble those notes aloud.
If anybody cares to listen to Fung's mumbling, you can react accordingly.
It's okay.
I'm too busy being worried.
Okay, sounds good. So with that, you Wisteria lets go of your hand. And she says, "Welcome to the Desolation of Ryuji. I'm sorry that you have to see this place, but I am deeply thankful to have your assistance. If you could please follow me, we have a bit of walking ahead of us."
Certainly lead the way.
And she starts walking through this massive fortification. This thing's probably like 150 feet high. Clearly designed for a style of warfare that has long since fallen out of style in the rest of the world. But, you know, it's like this massive, if the Great Wall was actually like 200 feet tall. As you go through the ground, there are no plants anywhere you see. It is all just dirt, sand, and ash. And as you make your way through the massive fortification, you then begin to see like wider plains and hills. That the first thing that you all notice, and actually I'm gonna make this a little spicy for our nature people. Make survival or nature rolls.
All of us?
Anybody
Or-
can. I just know that Soleil and Nafisa will be better at this. So
Yeah.
they might be the key to more lore.
I say as I roll lower than Fung.
Nafisa with the 10. You hate to see it.
Mm-hmm.
So Fung and Soleil, you guys notice there is no wind at all. There's no wind blowing. Like that's partially, you see all the ash seems to have been here for presumably centuries, because there's just nothing to disturb it. You just see the massive silver light all around you, and there are no plants, there are no animals, no insects, nothing here. It is a unnatural silence because there is just seemingly nothing moving and nothing alive anywhere within your sight. And as you begin to walk through these fields, you do see in the distance, you'll see what is incredibly large cities. You know, just from like miles away, you can see like the suburb areas of them, like that are seemingly stretching into the horizon, and they look to have minimal wear and tear. From this distance, it's as if there is just this massive silent city, which Fung is also having the imperative. This presumably once could house like, millions of people, and there is just silence now.
Feels viscerally wrong.
Yeah. I'm very curious for how specifically Fung and Soleil feel about being in the goblin homeland for potentially being the first, goblinoid adherents that have been here in 5 centuries. How do you feel right now?
I mean, I think, oh God, this is such a mixed bag for Feng because on the one hand, she was raised by a economic historian, so the sense of history as this thing of reverence and wonder and like the celebration of curiosity and learning. And I think in that sense, she's kind of taken aback. She's just trying to take as much in as she can. But even with that, it's also just this is the site of something that was an overwhelming tragedy. And no matter how much she enjoys learning about all of this, it still happened in the first place. And that's kind of a sobering thought.
Okay. And Soleil?
Yeah, it's a very odd uh feeling for Soleil because this is obviously not the goblinoid history or society of his own father and his own clan, but having felt so isolated and alone, being the last of his clan with like only memory keeping it alive, and even just having the last city that they were in and seeing so many goblinoids and interacting with them and you know being welcomed as a part of the culture was kind of overwhelming. Now seeing a place that could have housed millions of goblinoids is kind of something he just can't wrap his mind around. And trying to imagine what this civilization was like is honestly just something he can't do. His imagination is not that powerful. He has nothing to compare it to. Um so I think it's just this kind of somber moment of, even though it's not quote unquote his people, it still kind of feels like a sense of loss. And he's very quiet as he's taking it all in.
Okay. Yeah. And so you guys begin a long walk. Eventually, um, you are thankfully, because you're so close to the fortress wall. Apparently, there was a an elaborate, like stone highway system that existed here to connect these places, so you can get on the open road, which makes it uh, a bit better. And as you begin walking down, these just a highway that was presumably designed for, several, horse carts basically able to go across it at once, and it's just the six of you. Um, it it does feel very large and just very alone. Um, and the only thing you hear is, your footsteps or the nervous mannerisms of the people around you. Um, and after about an hour of walking down one of these roads, you actually cross through a I'm not going to say like a city. It's like probably a large town that the highway is running through. And now that you're much closer to it, you can clearly see that it's like a neutron bomb went off, because the buildings, aside from the wear and tear of just 5 centuries of decay, are in remarkably intact condition. Um, and it's just as if somebody built a city and then decided that they were done playing with it and just all life abandoned it. Everyone can make perception or investigation checks.
Did you say perception or investigation?
Yeah, poor Aurora.
Go
traumatized.
hunting dog.
It's
I
okay,
see
I got you.
everything.
um, Fung and Nafisa, as you're walking through, you notice that there are areas of this town as you kind of go down the alleys where there appears to be layers of dust and ash that have actually come over just lots of skeletons um, of people, all manner of people. You all know what goblinoids are like, so there's lots of goblin, hobgoblin, and bugbear skeletons all around. And but the weird thing about it is, it's a lot of them. It's just like they were going about their lives and just stopped. Um, so you'll see that there is a table that just has like a skull still lingering on the table itself, and the rest of the skeleton has mostly tumbled out of a chair next to it. But because there's no wind or anything, it's nothing really to disturb it, so they don't move very far. And you'll see like somebody was just kind of laying against a wall, or there's somebody like still sitting in a cart. Just their bones have now crumbled all along the front of it. And it's just a lot of these people. It's as if something happened so quickly that they didn't know anything was going on. And Soleil, the thing that you notice on top of that as you see this stuff are blast shadows. You see that there are like literally, it's kind of like Nethris. There are like humanoid shaped caricatures of a lot of these figures blown onto the walls of buildings, blown onto the sides of like wooden carts, as if there is a much more intact version of this person that you're seeing only in the ash of something that happened to them, that has left such a lingering like scar, a burn scar on the landscape around it. And so you'll see like there is, you're walking through and you see like a school where there's just a line of like desks and just black figures on a wall facing where those desks are. And it's just very, very strange to see, because you have never seen something like this happen to someone.
So these are, other than Nethris, these are the only shadows that we see in here.
Yep. And it's because they're not actually shadows. They're burn marks, essentially.
Yeah, Soleil's just taking all of this, taking
Do I
all
need
of
to
this
roll
in.
to avoid psychic damage?
um, but yeah, you do see like, as a kind of, interesting thing, you see everything here is in goblinoid, like signs. You see that there are like pictures of, presumably clans that don't exist anymore, uh, if they ever did, like terms of government and stuff that are not in existence at all anymore, symbols of the Royan Row, what is the goblinoid like kingdom before all of this, like hanging or like on top of buildings and stuff. A lot of the tapestries and stuff have burned, but the things that were made in stone and wood and stuff tend to still be there here. And it's just like you're walking into a place that, this was as similar as it is to what you grew up in and what you saw in Zhuhai. It is an almost alien culture, from how different this is. Aurora and Nafisa, how are you guys feeling?
This is a lot of death for a girly who has not seen a lot of death. So she is trying not to think too hard about it.
How about you, Aurora?
Yeah, I think for Aurora, death was kind of a neighbor in the teen years just because of the war. But even just the coffins that she saw all the time coming home in batches, it never really looked like people, inside
Yeah.
of them. She never saw the people inside of them, even though she went to funerals here and there, I'm sure. So kind of seeing the everything, it feels a bit more real, and just probably grits her teeth and clenches her fist a bit of just seeing what is, even though she doesn't know her history, she's like, something did this, something whether it be humanity or whatever, and just this is so fucked up.
Um, I think some of you have learned about this along the way, but if you want, you could everyone but Soleil can make history checks, just to further get some info, because it's been mentioned at times, but I don't remember how much I've told you or not. So
Professor Jacob
Ooh.
had a whole dissertation on
goddamn, Nafisa,
goblinoid
these nat
culture.
20s.
The running gag of Nafisa getting nat 20s for very specific lore or minor NPCs, I'm so here for it.
Yeah, so
24 for me as well.
yeah, you guys,
Please 17.
you and Fung obviously learned about this in college because this is a major historical event. Nafisa, yeah, you learned about this from Jacob and from a lot of the stories about people who traveled to the Elemental East and stuff during their various journeys. But to kind of talk about what Aurora was saying, she saw the war and she saw death. It's very evident this was not a war. This was a genocide, and this wasn't caused by a conflict. This was caused by one person, uh, the Solar Emperor, Ryuji Raiko, who near the end of his reign became so paranoid and concerned about the fate of him and his sister that he thought that the goblinoids would always pose a intrinsic threat to the Solari Empire, and so he attempted to obliterate them. And the elemental, he was the Solar Emperor, blessed with the energies of the sun, and he unleashed that sickening radiance and corrupted the very mountains here, the volcanoes themselves that were lingering in the mountain ranges, and just rained absolute annihilation upon this place. And he was only stopped when his sister killed him. And she then endeavored to help as many of the goblinoids escape this place and created the original veil, before she was in turn murdered by the murdered by the coronal court houses in what Nafisa definitely knows is a very contested historical point, given the centuries of academic study that has occurred. It was established canon that she was basically trying to destroy the empire and to turn it into a neo goblinoid homeland kind of thing, and so the houses killed her to stop that from happening. because they knew that it was going to destroy the Solari's like way of life and everything. So they eliminated her and finished and wiped out the House of Raiko, and with that, they basically accelerated the mass diaspora of the goblinoid people across the world. But yeah, this is just one incredibly powerful druid did all of this.
If I can, just as extra characterization
Yeah.
for Aurora, knowing if she like knows this history, which at least she knows the basics of it, that this
Yeah.
emperor was the one that did the genocide. It's just another instance of cruelty for basically no reason. At least as far as she knew, the Eryxians were fighting just to defend themselves from the aggressors.
Yep. All right. So knowing all of that, any additional reactions before you continue on?
I think the party is just quiet
Okay.
in contemplation.
Very understandable.
I'm just
There
gonna
will be
make a quick con save. Okay, I have not thrown up. So
That's
That's
good.
good.
That's good.
Nafisa.
There will be moments where Nafisa kind of like instinctive, like impulsively reaches for the camera, but then like, no, this is not something that I should take photos of.
Not a scrapbook opportunity.
This is not. This is like this would go on a history book or be taken by the kind of girly that takes pictures of dead birds. Nafisa does not want to do either.
All right. So yeah, as you continue, you leave the town behind you, and you begin to see what was probably once a river, but is now just this glowing, noxious, like green sludge that is inside of it. That is just it's fairly stagnant. It just kind of sits there, but it seems like any of the waterways became just now this glowing energy that is quite putrid to look at. And in a purely academic sense, I will say, for especially somebody like Aurora, you're always taught that radiant energy is like, it's kind of the energy of goodness. It's really good at generally killing undead. It's light. It's, this thing that is very cleansing. But you see now that there is another side to that coin. And the same energy that does all of those things can do this. And it is perhaps more nuanced than most mages and clerics and stuff really attribute to it. But as you continue, you begin to see in the distance that there is a large, like green, kind of swirling orb. But you guys are like miles away from it at this point. But you can see it in the distance, and Wisteria, kind of breaks the silence of because nobody's really talked in the last, hour and a half of walking through this place, and it's actually kind of alarming. You all get the surprised condition for 6 seconds before, as she talks, unless you have the alert edge or feat, as she
Skill issue.
as she says, that is the tear. Oh, it is tragically much larger than I had first anticipated. It's a good thing that we're going to be dealing with it now.
Can I take a quick second and look at Omega?
Yeah, Omega is Omega is a very like straight-faced person. Group of people. And so like they're not really reacting to anything, but you do see like, Omega's kind of hanging out behind everyone else, and they will occasionally like reach into like the ash or whatever and kind of run it through their fingers. And you do see their their lenses, those aperture lens eyes, do seem to be very like dilated as they're looking at everything around them. And it make an insight check, Aurora. Make an insight check.
Oh, I'm so good at these.
Yep.
The 17.
Not bad, not bad. You have a sense that like Omega is incredibly invested in this place. Kind of like how they were when they were looking at the veil itself. They just seem to be very interested in the vibe of this place. They don't show any like expressions or anything, but now that you've been around them for like a month or so, you get kind of some sense of when they actually care about something versus not. And they definitely seem to think this is very fascinating.
I think just kind of like clocking that, probably just calls out and say, "This ringing any bells to you?"
Omega turns to look at you and says, From what we were instructed, this occurred many centuries after we were no longer coherent.
It at least feels like you're getting closer, though.
Yes,
Elaine?
we are very thoroughly processing this energy. We feel the tap. If we had enough time to be able to focus, we would be able to thoroughly analyze it, but we have a sense that there is a greater degree of urgency in what you are currently endeavoring in. We feel that once it is resolved, we will have the time we need to be able to thoroughly explore the opportunities.
That's good. Right. And Aurora will just kind of like pick up the pace a little bit, walk forward, and just kind of whisper to herself, just to Nethras, and just be like, "You're gonna be okay out here, right?"
Of course, this place is vile, but I will protect you.
Okay. I just don't want you to push yourself. It doesn't seem like you're able to manifest as well.
I can. I will have limitations. I feel that I'm probably best used enhancing you right now.
Okay. Let me know if anything changes.
Will do. Sorry, one more lore check for everybody. Please make the Arcana Nature Religion checks. Soleil and Fung have advantage.
Ooh, okay.
Actually, scratch that. This is actually specifically. No, continue. You can do Arcana, Religion, or Nature.
25.
16.
Okay. Some of these rolls have not appeared yet. There we go. Fung specifically, you are a quite the scientist, and you are a goblin. You are able to conclude that the energies of this place and what the veil is from what's been told to you likely involves a great deal of severing this place from the planes, in essence. That has the likely religious consequence of that anyone who died here, likely their spirit did not pass into the void. So any goblinoids who died here, anybody else who, because there were other people who lived in the Royan Row aside from goblinoids, but specifically for your purposes, if there were any goblinoids here, their spirits never joined their ancestors. They were trapped here, essentially.
Oh,
Man, this place just keeps getting worse.
I'm just thinking of the alternate timeline where one of us is a cleric and would hopelessly try to sanctify this land. Oh my god. Oh my god, Fung!
I decided to make that one with disadvantage. That's a
Yeah.
9 for my saving throw to not be overwhelmed with disgust and throwing up.
Yeah, you all see just Fung curl over and just start vomiting.
Hey, whoa, you alright?
There is nothing for them. There is nothing. There was no one. There was no one waiting. There's no one that they can answer for. There's nothing.
Yeah. I don't... He's gonna kind of look to Wisteria. Just,
Yeah.
I don't reckon there's a way to change that, is there?
Wisteria looks like genuinely kind of heartbroken as she kind of looks at you, and um, she shakes her head and goes, "As long as the veil protects the world from the energies of this place, any other connections cannot be made."
If we... Auntie Wisteria, you can bring us back later, right? I mean, if we ever decide to,
If,
then...
if you would ever wish to return, I could facilitate that.
Then we can... Then, on our travels, we will simply figure out a way to bring everybody here to somewhere nicer. Okay?
You say that like it's gonna be so simple.
I mean, just because it isn't simple doesn't mean we can't do it. And if not us, then we'll find someone who can, right?
That... Yeah, I mean, presuming this all stays intact.
I mean, this is something important to you and Fung, right?
Yes, but
Then we are doing it, okay? Maybe not tomorrow or today, but we will do it. Or at least help. And with that, Nafisa's gonna take off her hijab and then put it over Fung. My mama told me that it gave her good strength and it gives me good strength. So I wanted to give you good strength right now, okay?
okay. Okay.
She's just gonna hold Fung's hand the rest of the way.
And silence resumes once more as you are eventually able to get close enough to the tear. Now that you're closer, you can see this thing is huge. It's probably like 200 feet wide and high. This like rippling tear in reality to the plane of fire. And as you look at it, you see around there is some of those cracked, sludgy, radioactive rivers and stuff flowing through the desolate black landscape below it, and uh, some of the very like stones themselves are glowing, irradiated. As Wisteria looks up at it, and she says, I will need time to be able to seal the breach. Do you believe that you can oppose anything that comes through?
Yeah.
We will try.
I think
We'll
that's one
do it.
thing we can handle.
Okay. Then prepare yourselves. Once I begin the ritual, it will likely incur its own opposition.
Uh,
Yes, Paul?
question.
Yep.
Is the magic that Wisteria is going to need to work considered hostile?
No?
I just wanted to ask because I have sanctuary prepared.
You will not need to use that on her.
Okay.
I will just say that if you guys do your job, you will not need to use that on her.
Okay.
So just do your job.
Just do it. It's that easy. It's that easy.
Just that easy. I think, as I imagine, we are inevitably about to do some fighting.
Yep.
Gonna preemptively, well, first and foremost, armor bag at this. Secondly, wolf out.
Okay. And is this where Nafisa casts Longstrider?
Yes, I would like to give a long starter to Nafisa, yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. You guys can set yourself anywhere you want on the map.
Oh, that's that's too much freedom, Obs. You're scaring me.
Where is Wisteria going
She's
to
not
be?
going to be on the map for the purposes of
Oh.
this.
Okay. Cool.
Where would she be off the map then?
I will say she will be off the map, like here.
Okay.
All right.
So
In that
for
case,
the audience at home, you can set yourselves up anywhere you want. The sludgy river is in fact a sludgy river that you feel if you immerse yourself in it, you will not like it.
It's possible to cross the gaps over the rocks, right?
Yeah.
Is there like a jumping thing for that, or are we just treating it like the
It
walkable terrain?
depends. It depends on what you're trying to do.
Gotcha.
And if you're just trying to move across it, it would probably just be a like DC 10 athletics check.
Damn, I should have brought the jumping one instead of the long strider one.
To get the scope of the map, but all right. Is that everywhere you guys want to be?
I'm in perfect protect sheep position.
Where would you like Omega to be?
Should we have Omega cover the other kind of?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Probably there.
So for some reason, I think I turned myself into like a picture because it doesn't seem to respond. So let me see if I can just.
You should click your name and drag it out.
I did, but it's. Huh.
That's okay. You broke your token.
Oh man.
Let me just check something real quick. Yeah, it looks like you changed out your token for your profile picture. So I believe I have that saved. So give me 1 second.
I also love how, like, despite the party trying to hang back towards Wisteria, Nafisa, Omega, and Nyx, all just like, "Ooh, yippee, slime! Let's hop over it."
Yeet.
I mean, if anything, I feel totally fine having Omega over there because it's a monk. They do monk shit.
Dope monk shit is what they say.
They're also they're also slimy, so like
Wow, rude.
It's true. They
What
have
the-
slime
what?
immunity.
I have rocks on my skin.
Nickelodeon slime time. Let's go.
Yeah, I can't find the token for Fung, so
Oh, oops.
you'll just be a you for this.
Okay.
Okay,
I
we
have
can
no
take
idea what
it.
happened to that.
All right. Now if you will please click yourselves, and I will Bazam, roll your initiative.
Oh yeah, I gotta roll.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It's
Ooh.
Or
okay,
20, let's
Soleil.
go.
Oh, days.
Oh, you hate to see it.
Oh,
Doesn't Nyx always go
no.
after you?
Oh yeah, right. I'm sorry. It's been
I was
a
gonna
little
say,
bit.
like, doesn't
It's-
Nyx just go after you?
Can you delete that? I'm sorry.
There you
I
go.
mean,
That's
Nyx would be going right after you at 3 initiative.
All right, so now I'm gonna roll 1d6. On a 1 to 2, it's gonna be South, a 3 to 4, Omega, 5 to 6, Nyx and Nafisa. 5 to 6. I'll make sure I'm on the right map. Yep. Okay. So over here, Nafisa. So as you guys get into position, you see Wisteria, grows these massive, like Taiyo, who's, he's a little red panda. He becomes like the size of a horse. He just like grows, and his normally like ashen and ember fur like blazes with fire because he is actually an elemental spirit. And he grows these massive like flaming tendril wings and lifts up Wisteria as she goes up, and you see, despite how dead this place is, that there is like swirling motes of nature energy that are beginning to form around her as she is trying to like weave around the portal in the sky and start collapsing it inwards. But as she is doing that, the very place itself begins to ripple and lash, and you see this massive form of like swirling radiant energy and like irradiated stones comes ripping through the portal, the stones grafting to the light of its very form as it enters the material plane, pulling the stones out of the earth itself, as it then like slides into being like a maggot falling onto the ground as it appears in the vicinity of Nafisa.
Oh, hi. Oh.
Ooh.
And this is going to be a second. I gotta 1, 2. This is for pseudo layer action purposes. Okay.
I just want to remind everyone that we all have that free Nethris, or not Nethris, Omega reaction.
Yep. So you can use reaction to make yourself resistant to a damage source until the end of your turn, or until the end of whatever the reaction happens. And so with that, we will start off with Aurora. Let me turn on my battle music.
Fireball.
Yeah, I'm sure fireballing a giant radiant source.
So Aurora, what do you do? This massive radiant being is here.
Yeah, I think that's immediately spooky. So I think at bare minimum, make sure I'm actually doing this. So probably just going to kind of like get a better angle, and we're just going to keep it nice and simple, at least for the first turn, and cast Tasha's Mind Whip on it.
Okay.
So DC 15, and this is going to be a cold damage.
Okay. So it is an intelligence intelligence, right?
Yep, that's right. Oh,
Wow, you rolled a nat 20 with a -2.
classic.
You love to see it. So it's half damage?
Yeah, so 6 damage.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I think at least for now is going to just sort of like manifest Nethros over here to try and cover this flank as well. That's my bonus action, so all good.
Okay. On a 20, so at the top of the player portion, you see, first of all, Nafisa and Nyx. This hasn't come into play quite yet, but you guys feel the presence of this thing. The passive, incredible discomfort of being inside of the desolation is amplified a million times over, to the point of you actually begin to see your skin starting to like peel back a bit as it's blackening, and you get filled with incredible like nausea and like the desire to vomit, as you also see like little growths start appearing on your skin being so close to this thing. So you feel like it might have a stronger radioactive aura now that it is here. But it is going to do a blast of light, and you see some of the ambient blast shadows of the desolation begin to move off of their walls and start appearing next to you guys. Dragging out a lot of people. So
Ooh.
Oh, now hold on.
yeah, as you see these goblinoid blast shadows like start forming off of their walls and coming towards you, except, despite them being shadows, they are illuminated with, glowing light, and you see just the your green glowing eyes and this overall just black form of radiant light. And they seem to be, like as if they want to come towards your business. So that is on a 20. Fung, what do you do on your 20?
Oh boy. Okay. I don't feel great about them being here, but I think we've got, I think I've got a bigger issue here. So, I'm going to target the big ol' noxious elemental.
Yep.
And, let's see, let me mark this off. Because I am casting Fairy Fire.
Okay.
So I think,
So I believe a
Alright.
20-foot cube, yeah.
Yes, let's see.
Yep, he's within range.
Okay, draw, rectangle, holding down to snap. There we go. That should be 4x4.
Okay. Yep. Drop it. What is the save to resist?
That is a 16.
16. Is it dexterity?
It is Dex.
Okay. A 5.
Yeah.
You hate to see it, so you have advantage to attack this thing.
I think also because everything is glowing here, instead it's going to be kind of negative light.
Okay.
Like it's actively darkening instead. Just for flavor. It does
Okay.
nothing different.
Yeah, so this dark light starts to cling to it, outlining it against the overall radiated landscape.
And then for my movement, I just want to get in closer proximity to my friend, so I'm moving 5, 10. And that's pretty much everything I can do, I think.
Okay. Anything you want to do with your bonus action?
Don't believe... Oh, right, I forgot also that I would be masked right now. I don't believe I'm... Like, even if I went from where I started here, yeah, I'd be too far away to use the regalia to provide support, so yeah, I think we'll hold off on anything else for now.
Okay. Radiation Elemental. So, he is fairy fired, so it doesn't matter if he moves at this point. But he's obviously gonna bundle on over to you, Nafisa and Nyx.
Hi.
Hello. You've got this, like, enormous fucking elemental next to you guys. He is, going to... Also, fun fact about all of these guys, they all cast, 30 feet of bright light and dim light, out to 60 feet.
It's okay, DM. I don't have dark vision.
Very convenient.
I got blind fighting, though.
Yeah.
Oh, Obs. Omega's not on the initiative tracker.
Oopsie. That's not good for them. They can't murder if they do that.
We want them to murder right now.
A 6. You guys didn't bring your strongest to this year initiative. Okay. So, first of all, Nafisa and Nyx, by association, since you guys are within 30 feet of the radiation elemental, you each gain a stack of irradiation.
We'll keep track of that in the green circle. Thank you, Obs.
Yep. This imposes a -1 to all ability checks, attack rolls, and saving throws.
Oh no.
And
It's exhaustion rolls.
it is going to reach out and touch you, Nafisa. What is your AC?
It is a 17.
18.
Ah!
You ready to use that reaction?
So you take 10 fire damage and 9 radiant damage.
I'm gonna use the Omega reaction to gain resistance to fire damage.
Okay. So you take 5 fire and 9 radiant.
Okay, got it. So it's 14.
It's then gonna try
Ow.
and touch you again. With a 9.
No.
And it is then going to... it's going to walk through you and Nyx.
Oh!
Uh-huh.
So each of you takes 1d10 radiant damage. 6 radiant damage to each of you, as the elemental is going to walk.
I should have picked Radiant.
Walk. So it began walking through you guys. You can make a free strike on it if you are so inclined. Oh no, you used your reaction.
Yeah, I used my
Nyx
reaction.
can bite it, I guess.
Yeah, Nyx can bite it.
Do you want Nyx to bite it?
I don't like how you said that. Well, Nyx,
Are
go
you sure
find...
you want Nyx to bite the radioactive being?
Well, somebody better find out. We need to test this before Soleil starts cutting himself. 25 from Nyx. I'm assuming that hits, so that's 10 piercing damage. Oh, I don't like all that typing.
Well, there goes Fairy Fire.
Oh yeah,
No,
you do
Fairy
have
Fire
advantage
sticks
those.
on them.
Yeah. Yeah, the Fairy Fire is you ping them and they're still Fairy Fired, even if they leave you.
Really?
Yeah.
It doesn't
Paint them.
it doesn't like linger. It's not like somebody moves into your Fairy Fire, they then get a stack of Fairy Fire. It's you blast them and then it's a concentration to keep it on them.
I see.
So alright, so Nyx bites it for 10. And Nyx has magic bites. Did you buy her a new claw thing?
Yeah,
Soleil gave her one.
Okay.
So it's magical damage.
Okay, so it is magical, so that's 10. Alright, Nyx is then going to take
Paul.
1 radiant damage.
Alright, guys. Take radiant damage for your resistance, okay? Alright? Promise me. Don't let my sacrifice be in vain.
Our brave heroes are fighting a radiation elemental and blast shadows inside of a nuclear wasteland. So that was its attacks. Now that it's closer, everybody sees this thing begins surging with radioactive light, as if it is like going to pop off a big attack. Probably at initiative 0.
Cool.
Yep. So that is the elemental on 10. Omega. What are the stats for these things again? Forgot the stats I gave to the Blast Shadows. Okay. Omega is assessing this, and they are going to think the best approach is probably to clear out some of these Blast Shadows. So, Omega is going to step up to the northern Blast Shadow and is going to attack it with a little punch. Oh, first, Omega enters their murder mode, their astral self mode. So you see Omega shapes their arms into their, bladed, serrated implements as they stride forward and punch this thing. Oof. You hate to see that minimum damage. 5, and then 16 hits, 4, 8, and then okay. And then they are going to flurry of blows for 1 key point. Punch again. And bloop for 8 more damage. And you see...
Flurry of Blows gives you 2.
I know. But
Okay.
This thing is dead.
Gotcha.
So...
Gotcha.
So you see Omega walk up to this thing with its, razor arms and just inserts them into the black shadowy, debris left of the blast shadow within the overall light, and just turns the blades as it enters and sees, well, this is probably not necessary, and just absorbs the energy of the blast shadow, and it just dissipates immediately as it's consumed by Omega. Omega assumes that because these are not alive, they can eat them. And then they're going to do their move to the south and do their final attack with the blast shadow down here. And we'll once again hit. Finally some good damage, but the thing is still up. These blast shadows do not appear to be very tough. They do not appear to be very tough, but they're definitely here. Nafisa. What do you do, Nafisa?
I want to hit the big guy. That rock does not look very comfortable to stand on. So I'm gonna hit this guy.
Okay.
A whap. That is a 17 to hit.
Hits.
That is 14 slashing damage. Is
Yep.
still standing.
It is still standing.
I'm gonna use Nyx's reaction to infuse strike that. So that's an additional 6 cold damage. I'm gonna be using cold Nyx.
Okay.
Soleil Nyx for this.
Okay, this thing does have resistance to cold, but you still kill it.
Okay. All right. Sorry, Nyx. You are gonna be doing your best today, buddy. Second attack is going to be going back on this guy and destroying the other one. This is a 13 to hit.
A 13 does hit.
Yippee!
These things are
That's
not hard to hit.
7 slashing damage, and Nyx is going to come up. Nafisa's going to bonus action command Nyx to bite.
Nom nom.
It's a natural 1.
That is a
Right.
tragically a miss.
Yep. Alright. That's all, folks.
Soleil.
Alright, big monster has entered my range, so cracks knuckles. Quick gonna look at Aurora behind him, just think you can handle the small fry?
I hope so.
Yeah, me too. And he's gonna scooch on up. I'm gonna preemptively use that Omega reaction to give myself some resistance to radiant damage.
Okay.
I'm going to bonus action Crimson Rite of the Frozen, so let me just hurt myself real quick. 3 damage. Which means I also do an additional bit of cold damage, hopefully. Yeah, let's start swinging at the big guy and hope we hit. That's a 27.
That definitely hits.
So 12 slashing and 4 cold.
Yep.
I do it again.
Yep.
I imagine a 12 does not hit.
It does not.
Oh no, I've got advantage, so I'm.
Oh yeah,
that's
you do have
still
advantage
14.
against this guy because of the fairy fire.
Yep, but I
You got
imagine
a
14.
which does hit.
Hey, all right.
It has
so
an
another
AC of 13. Everything here has an AC of 13.
sick. All right, so another
It's
10 slashing
me.
and 3 cold.
Yep. Anything else?
That's my turn. That's my
well,
action
you're
bonus
gonna take
action.
2d10 radiant from that, which you're gonna have. So you take 1, and then you take 1. So 2 radiant damage.
All right. Take 10 cold damage from Armored Agathis, please.
Isn't that when you're hit with an attack?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Never
I'm playing a lot
mind.
of Baldur's Gate 3 with Arbor Agathis on my hex.
You're so right. You're so right. I still have some temp HP, so maybe you'll hit me. So.
Yeah. And now on initiative 0, we're gonna start off the initiative 0 with the elemental is going to do its blast wave ability. So everyone, I guess we'll do it this way since it's within 30 feet. So. Alright, yeah,
I
so
think
that's
that
gonna get
circle a little more.
it gets everybody but Nafisa and Nyx. Please, everyone, make Constitution saving throws.
I take it this isn't considered a spell.
It is not. It is an elemental ability.
That nerf to Satyr is killing me. Why'd they have to nerf this character? 10.
Because you're just a bean.
Alright.
I got a 16.
Everyone who got higher than a 15 succeeds. So,
Okay.
I'm now gonna roll a bunch of dice.
Okay. I'm gonna probably say that I'm gonna try and
I'm
have
kind
resistance
of
to
regretting.
resist.
Kind of regretting my last words to you. Can you handle this?
So, first of all, everyone in the blast wave gets a stack of irradiation. So,
Makes sense.
Cool.
indicate
cool.
that.
Yep.
And then, you are going to take... Okay, so it's going to be this. So it's 23 damage. Half of that
Okay.
is fire, half of it is radiant. So,
Okay.
For the 2 people that succeeded, Fung, you took the radiant resist armor, correct?
Yep.
You wish to use your Omega thing for fire?
Sure.
Okay. So you're each going to take just half of this total roll then. So you're going to take 12 each.
Okay.
And then Aurora, you take...
But they succeeded the save, so it would be half to 6.
Yes, it'd be half to 6, sorry.
Yep.
And then Aurora, you would take... so half of it's fire, so 12 of that's going to be fire damage. So you failed, so 12 fire, and then the remaining 11
6.
is going to be half to 6. So,
Yeah. Okay.
so 18 total
So,
damage.
okay. Got it.
Cool. And now the blast shadows are going to go. Oh, I have to roll for Omega. Omega ignores ambient radiation, but does actually suffer damage from all these abilities. I don't know why I rolled an elemental for that, not Omega's stats. I'm just on. I just really want to use the elemental more. Oh, Omega barely succeeded. So take damage. Yeah, all of you who are taking damage from the blast wave get that same thing of Nafisa, but even stronger. Like, tumors are starting to form on your skin. Your skin's beginning to peel back and stuff and blacken. You feel incredible nausea and like vertigo and dizziness and stuff, as if your body is breaking down. Not like when Omega was hitting you, but as if like radiation is breaking you down. Nafisa, I'm gonna fondle you.
Oh.
So
I'm just a little girly.
the blast shadow is gonna reach out and touch you for a 22.
Yeah, that hits.
I can ignore that.
Strength drain.
That's left over. It's not actually strength.
Oh, okay. Okay, God bless. That's like my most important stat, DM. You wouldn't take that away from me, right?
I would.
You
not.
wouldn't punish me for being sick.
I would not. You take the 8 radiant damage. That meant to be it goes until the start of your turn. Is for your Omega resistance. So yeah, you got 8 radiant as it fondled you. Another one is going to fondle Omega. For the 12 that misses. Alright, Fung, Soleil, and Aurora. How are you guys feeling? How full of chutzpah are ya?
Very.
Considering I'm surrounded, I'm doing great.
Yep. All checks out.
My sheep!
Oh.
Okay, so the various blast shadows start gliding towards you guys and converging on you. And Aurora, you're about to get fondled alive.
Ayo.
Hey, no.
What is your AC base?
It's 14.
14? Yeah.
And I suppose I could try and shield too.
Well, I got a nat 1 on the first one.
Okay.
22 on the
Okay.
second.
That's just nothing I can do about that one.
And a nat 1 on the third.
Okay.
Alright.
That's a fine result.
Luck it out pretty well. You take 6 radiant damage.
Okay.
Fung, what is your base AC?
19.
Yep. I'll try and fondle you. 18.
Whew.
11. No dice. So
Okay.
Lay, what is your AC?
15.
A 14.
Oof.
My poor
No,
little
ma'am.
blast shadows. They didn't hurt anybody. They didn't even get a try.
Wait a minute. They hit me in Nafisa.
But yeah, so it misses you with a 14. So that was the 0. Okay. At the top of initiative, now that you guys are all closer, all of you guys get a stack of irradiation.
Great.
But not Nafisa and Nyx,
No,
right?
not Nafisa and Nyx. You guys are out of the aura.
Mhm.
Aurora. 1 second, I have to further fuck with Aurora.
Wait a minute.
Not specifically Aurora. It's Aurora's the first one on initiative.
Okay.
Sure.
So, as you have started your turn within 30 feet of this thing, make another Constitution saving throw with the negatives
Okay.
from your radiation stack.
I don't know how to do that on the fly, so
You
I'll
just
just
do
roll
negative
this.
too. You
Yeah.
just added it after.
Yeah. So 10.
10, you fail.
Okay.
You take
Okay.
9 total damage. Half of that is radiant, half of it is fire. So you're going to be taking we'll say 5 fire damage and 2 or 4 radiant. No, 2 radiant. Sorry.
Okay, so 7.
Yep.
Okay. Then I'm going to just see that I am completely surrounded, as par for the course for this poor sheep, and going to cast a 3rd level Wither and Bloom on all 5 of these.
Okay. And that's targets you select.
It's the AOE of it.
I didn't know if Fung was in the AoE.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's targets you see, yes, the targets I choose in that area.
Gotcha.
Sorry. That should be another d6, but
Okay.
d6. So 10, I'll do necrotic damage this time.
Okay. That's a con save.
Mm-hmm.
We roll for all 5 of these guys down the line. We got 1, 2, wow, 3, 4,
Okay.
5. So
Oh,
18,
Fung.
nat 20, 3, 5, 18.
Classic.
So yeah, 3 of them succeed, 2 of them fail. So it's half damage on fail. I mean, half damage
Yep.
on succeed.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so you did 10. So we'll say, work around the circle here. So this guy is dead. This guy is dead. This guy is alive. This guy is dead. And this guy is alive.
Did they take bonus damage from
They
necrotic
are
or?
vulnerable to necrotic damage.
Okay.
You remember what Wisteria said before you went in, that they are especially susceptible to entropy.
Right. Thank you.
Their weakness is called radioactive decay.
Yes. Okay. And Aurora also, I'm just flavoring this as Nethris, of course,
Yeah.
is just quickly patching up all the wounds on her body. So Aurora heals 22, because
Hell
it's
yeah.
doubled from the periapt.
Love
So-
to see that.
I'm okay. I'm at 39.
Yeah, so as Nethris is once again doing her, loading from your backup file. So, the tumorous flesh and stuff is just getting overwritten by the previous Aurora version that's uploaded. As you kill these things, you are filled with memories for just like the briefest burst. You have the memory of somebody who is, fleeing a large glowing black, just like a goblin male. And then you have another memory, because you killed 3 of them. You have another memory of a person who was like handing a chunk of meat at a butcher's shop, like this hobgoblin woman handing a chunk of meat to somebody when suddenly the blast overtook them. And then the final one is somebody who was just sleeping, and there was a single nanosecond of pain before nothing. And just all of these memories overtake you for a split second as you wipe away each spirit.
I'll back up a little bit.
Yep.
Still maintaining in range, but, trying to make some distance.
Yep.
Being close to this thing does not seem good. Okay, that's all.
You're starting your turn here. Please make a Constitution saving throw. 1d4.
All right.
You get another stack of radiation, but you're taking half damage.
Yay.
So, you are going to take, unless you want to use Omega for fire damage, you're going to take, you succeeded, so 3 fire, and then 1 radiant.
I can use it for fire again.
Okay, you take 1 and 1.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I'm currently in the threatened area of
The elemental
2 shadows and the elemental. Yeah.
and 2
Okay.
shadows. Yeah.
Oh, I don't really want to just disengage if I can avoid it, or rather take the attack of opportunity, but I would really rather not lose out on that action either, so yeah, I think that's gonna be what I have to try and do. So let's start with this one.
Yep.
Try and give the old close range tiger claw.
That hits.
For 15
Yep, you see
magic
that.
bludgeoning. Okay. And second attack rather. Gonna target the other one next to Soleil.
Yep.
Okay.
An 18 hits. Yep.
Okay.
So let me check. That one was not in the Withering Bloom, so it is actually still alive.
Ah, curses.
It has 1 hit point.
Oh, so close. Alright,
Bonus action?
yeah, bonus action, I would like to provide the help action to Soleil, which with the regalia of the Defiant Overlord means that I am giving all 3 effects of the Fey Gift ability. So, let's see. Just quickly roll the 1d6. Okay, so we both gain
7.
Yep, 7 temp HP. We each get an extra 10 feet of movement speed, and until the start of my next turn, the first time the creature I help hits a target with an attack roll, target has disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes.
Okay. So, Soleil, your speed increased by 10. You gain 6 temp HP, and if you bonk this thing, it's going to have disadvantage on its first attack.
Cool.
I think I'm going to try and at the very least move over here. So let's go 5, 10. That is still within reach. I really don't want to. I really don't want to risk getting hit by this big jabroni, but I think I am just gonna have to stick it out then.
Okay.
Alright, that's my turn.
As you killed your Blast Shadow, you have a memory of 2 bugbear, and then having a twist before suddenly the light hits them.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Alright, on a 20, the Elemental falls upon more Blast Shadows. And it's going to hold tight. We're going to roll to see if okay. Initiative 10. More Blast Shadows appeared. Initiative 10. do? It is going to try and fondle Soleil.
Ooh.
I want to touch you, Soleil.
Get in line. Nope.
Well, a nat 20.
Ow.
You were too cocky.
I was.
Do you wish to use your Omega ability?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You also gain a stack of irradiation.
We.
I believe you're at 3 stacks currently.
Correct.
Yeah, please indicate them in your green bubbles, everyone.
Oh, green bubbles.
Okay.
Above your token.
I think I'm at 2 stacks, was it?
Oh, I see.
So that is going to be 17 halved to 9. So 9 fire damage because you have fire resistance rating. And then 11 halved to 6, so 6 radiant damage.
Okay, so 6 radiant
And 9 fire.
and 9 fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okie dokie. Does that thing get blasted with my armor of Agathis?
If it's still up.
It is, just barely.
Okay, so how much more is that?
10.
10? Gotcha.
I
Okay.
love Agatha's petty little spell.
Yep. That is what it is doing. It is recharging its last wave ability. Omega. Omega has to make a con save. Omega. Omega fails. It takes 6. 7 more damage. Okay. Yeah, you guys notice, like, Omega doesn't really show a lot of things, but you notice that this energy is apparently destabilizing the nanomachine collective that is Omega. Like, bits of Omega seem to become more, like, incoherent, like they're not taking the proper shape anymore, as this radiation energy is just overwhelming them. So they're going to try and bonk. They have a -3 to all of this right now. Sam, still a hit. Still a dead. They are going to take the bold play to try and... they're a monk. They're going to try and leap over. Yeah, they got a 21, so... Omega will... do quote-unquote dope monk shit, and just becomes, like, basically just becomes a tendril. They, like, consolidate themselves into a single tentacle that they stretch over the radioactive sludge and just reform themselves next to the elemental. And so they are going to, after they ate that blast shadow back there, they're going to try and now do another attack onto the elemental. 3. Nat 20, baby! Love to see it. 9 damage. And I'll do all the radiant they're going to take in a second. And then they're going to do another flurry of blows. Jump off two little humps. 25 and 21. No, so those both still hit even with -3. Another 11 damage. And Omega is going to take 3d10 radiant. 20 damage!
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Omega's taken 39 out of 56 hit points so far. Being a dope monk is not helping him right now. That's gonna be Omega's turn. Nafisa, what do you do?
Oh, we gotta clean up this guy first. I'm going to action attack the the one still in front of me.
Yep.
That is a 12.
That misses.
Alright, second attack, I guess. 18.
That'll hit.
That is 14 slashing. Is it
Is
still
dead.
standing? Okay, perfect. I am out of attacks, and I do not want to tell Nyx to go over there. Nyx also needs like 30 feet to... Alright, bonus action command Nyx to stand here and bite that guy.
Yep.
Okay, that's a 12, so that misses.
Nafisa, you have the distinct memory of sharing like a bento with a student, a little goblin girl, before the blast happened.
Oh. I'm sorry, my ass is martial locked right now. I'm so sorry.
Anything else?
Nafisa's gonna move down here. And I'm gonna end my turn.
Okay. So you have now ended your turn within 30 feet.
Oh my god, you're right. Fuck. The radiation mechanic. Can I pull Nyx and Nafisa back 5 feet? That's okay?
No.
Okay, thank you. That's still...
So the center of this thing is basically that is the edge of its bubble.
Okay, cool. I will enter it when I am able to attack it, but
Okay. Soleil.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I do what I do. I'm still gonna utilize that radiation resistance and hopefully hit this thing, even though I've got a -3 to my attack.
Okay. You have advantage.
23.
Yep.
Yay! Alright, that's 11.
Yep.
Cold. 28
Okay.
for 9 slashing and 4 cold.
Okay, so 16 and 13. So 29 more. Okay. Anything else?
That's it, I think.
Okay. You take 2d10 radiant. So, take 2 damage.
I think I can handle that.
1 and 1. Alright. The last shadows. 6 here. Okay, so next turn it will come back with its blast wave. Oh, I also forgot. Soleil, you started with it. You started your turn within 30 feet of it. So
That I did.
roll your con save.
19.
Okay, so you take half damage and you gain the additional stack of irradiation. So it's 9, so it's going to be 5 and 4. So we both have 3 and 2. So you take 5 damage total.
Okay.
And then just gonna finish up the blast shadows, and we will end it here for tonight. Hey, Aurora.
Hey.
Oh no!
Blast shadows move to try to engage Aurora some more, as well as Fung. So we're gonna do 2 fondles to Aurora. It's nat 1. I got 3 nat ones to try and touch Aurora. Nethris is really going overtime here.
She's working hard.
Out of 7! What even is this game? Why can't I kill this stupid sheep?
Don't worry, you'll get a nat 20 attacking me.
Time to attack Fung. 11.
Wow.
Nice Fung. Time to attack Soleil. 19.
That will hit.
You take 7 radiant damage. I'm trying
Yep.
to fondle Omega. Nat 1 on Omega. try and fondle Nafisa. 16 Mrs. Nafisa.
Yeah.
All right, that's everybody. So we'll. How's everyone looking right now? I'm curious.
Okay.
I'm chilling. I'm at 39 out of 48 technically, but 43 is my technical max.
Gotcha.
42 out of 50 right now. So, not feeling great, but technically I can definitely be worse.
Okay, I'll remember this for next session.
No.
Omega's
Think of me.
really not doing so
I'm
hot.
I'm over half, so we're doing okay.
But yeah, we'll end there for tonight at the start of a new round. I hope everyone had fun tonight. I know it was a fairly heavy session at the end, as you learn about what paranoia and bigotry can do to the world. But I still hope you guys had fun, and I hope all my wonderful players had fun. That's going to be it for tonight. I am going to be back Wednesday afternoon at 12 to continue my 40k read along with our lesbian mecha pilots, so come on by for that. It's going to be the last stream that I get to do before I start my new job for it. If you haven't done so already, please go check out all these wonderful players. They're all awesome streamers and creators in their own right. You can also follow me here on Twitch. Give me a follow over on YouTube, where you get all the VODs of all these streams and sessions. You can follow me on Blue Sky, and you can join my Discord, the Eternal Citadel, and be a part of my incredible community. I want you all to know you're all beautiful, amazing, and valid people, and I hope you enjoyed spending your night with us nearly as much as we enjoyed spending it with you. And never forget the most important part, which is the world is better having you in it. That'll be it for tonight. Let us raid.
Yippee.
Ooh, that's pretty. I always like Inku. They've been streaming for a while, but we're gonna go raid Inku. They're a good bean, very good artist. They're drawing some cool stuff. If you're a follower, please copy down the call to hugs. If you are a sub, please copy down the Knight's message as we go send Inku some love. All right, everybody, have a great night and the sweetest of dreams. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.